How's it going, guys, and welcome back to BL3's Forgotten, the series where I take a look at unused and not often talked about pieces of gear to determine whether or not they deserve to be remembered within the modern meta of the game or should be left behind and forgotten. And today we are taking a look at the Hand of Glory. If you'd like to get the Hand of Glory for yourself, it can be gotten as a quest reward for the 13th main story mission, the Guns of Reliance. Unfortunately, this is the only way to legitimately obtain the Hand of Glory, as even after completing this mission, it will not show up in the Crazy Earl vending machine. Meaning if you do want one at max level, you do have to actually play through the story at max level again. The Hand of Glory is a legendary Jakobs assault rifle, and unlike a lot of other quest rewards, it actually doesn't have completely locked parts, having a little bit of variation within them. However, the Hand of Glory is unable to come anointed. The Hand of Glory fires in a 2-round burst, although every third shot has a brief delay as this is a lever action gun. The Hand of Glory is honestly pretty damn cool. While its only unique effect is that it is a 2-round burst gun with a brief lockout every 3 shots, which effectively makes this gun a 3-round burst of 2-round bursts, it feels really good to use. There's really not much more satisfying than hitting a clean double tap with a Jakobs, and the Hand of Glory is built for doing exactly that. Unfortunately though, it's not often that you'll be hitting some sick-ass fucking epic baller montage-worthy double taps with this gun, because even when you get the Hand of Glory during a playthrough, I find that it very quickly falls off, like often midway through the very next mission after getting it. And what's worse is that after completing that very next mission, you're rewarded with the Traitor's Death, a unique purple Jakobs AR that has a far more unique effect, and that's just generally much better. As is the mantra for a lot of the unique weapons I've been covering more recently, the Hand of Glory is surprisingly good for being an unanointable weapon, but you can still very obviously feel that it is an unanointed weapon. I will say though that this is slightly less of a surprise than usual because the Hand of Glory does have legendary stats. 22k base damage is really nothing to scoff at, especially combined with the card crit and Jakobs inherent manufacturer crit. It can hold up decently well on True Molly 1 takedown, but does take a nosedive on True Guardian takedown. But I remember fucking back in my day, before the woke mob made 10 Mayhem levels, I used to use this gun quite a bit back at Mayhem 3 and Mayhem 4, and it did hold up pretty damn well back then. Nowadays though, it's really nothing amazing. What's less surprising is that when giving a gun with legendary stats and anointment, it becomes a pretty damn effective weapon. It was definitely still a mid to lower tier legendary, but it was more than usable if a little bit inconsistent at times. But it does go to show that the Hand of Glory is actually not a bad gun at all, it's just being completely held back by the fact that it was never given the ability to be anointed. It's not going to be a meta-defining Jakobs or anything, but it could have been something that would have been fun to carry around in the backpack to whip out here and there. The Hand of Glory is a fun weapon, and if you do want to give it a go, you can have a blast with it even unanointed at lower tiers of content like on Athenas. And genuinely, it's one I would recommend just for the fun factor of it, if not for the fact that this gun is completely unobtainable at max level without replaying the entire story at Mayhem 10, which really makes it a huge pain in the ass to get. Now you may have noticed a lack of Amara footage. That's because this gun sucked ass on her. It's a mid-legendary that can't be anointed, it doesn't do splash, and it's non-elemental. It's like a checklist for all the things that Amara fucking hates. The Hand of Glory is one of 2, I think, legendary quest rewards obtainable from the main story missions. With that, you'd probably expect something much more powerful, or at least more interesting, than a 2-shot burst AR that falls off quicker than my channel after the launch of BL4 and gets completely outclassed by the purple Jakobs AR that you get for completing literally the next quest. Unfortunately, absolutely none of those things are the case, and instead what you get is a pretty lame, all things considered weapon, but one that I do honestly like, and I don't think I'd really want to change anything about other than just letting it be anointable. But that's about to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, all that. I'll be live right after this video goes up right here on YouTube and also over on my Twitch channel, where there'll be a link to down in the description below, and just under that is a link to my Discord server where you can come and join and hang out. But with that all being said, I hope to see you guys in the next one.